So welcome back to the tool shed. In this tool, Stop Musterbating, I'm going to end up giggling like a seventh grader. Um, that's what we're talking about, masturbating. I don't even know where I got this from, but I love it. It's also connected to stop shooting all over everything. Stop shooting all over yourself. Stop masturbating. People in general, men in particular, like to masturbate, like on many levels, like to shit all over things. So what does that mean? We are reared in, raised in homes and cultures, and also, biologically, especially by our dads, with this must, with this should, with this sort of direct advice giving culture and way. And it's natural, right? As especially with our wiring as men, we're wired to hunt. We're single focused. We stop seeing other possibilities and we just start seeing the one thing we're focused on. Women are far less prone to do that. Another conversation we'll talk about another time. But how many women do I counsel who say their husbands, just don't listen? They try and fix it. Or how many guys do I counsel who say, they're frustrated with their spouse, their wife, because they don't want to hear their advice. They just want them to listen. It's just different wiring. So especially to the guys, stop masturbating, telling people that you must. And this is for me too. I'm like preaching what I most need to learn. I was in the car the other day with my son Aviv, and he's an Enneagram 4. They just like to spew. And I said to him, "Do you want me to listen or do you want me to give you advice?" And he said, "Just listen." And finally I couldn't take it anymore. I had to give him advice, and it pushed him further and further away. A friend of mine says that, when people go into advice giving, it sounds like his father, and he didn't like his father. And so he shuts off, he shuts down, and worse yet, he never goes back to that person again. Because when we masturbate and when we shit all over everybody, it's alienating, right? It makes people feel worse. It pushes them away. It doesn't make them feel heard. So it comes from a good place, but it doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't work. And in our men's groups, so we run Man Uprising peer groups, and in our peer groups, there's a simple principle that says there's no advice giving. You can't say to somebody, you. You certainly can't say you should. And the moment a guy starts doing that to another guy, starts shooting all over him, we just knock on the table. It's just a gentle reminder of, hey, let's get back to we, or maybe even better, me, and experience share. Because that's all we can do, and that's enough. Sometimes I feel like, guys, it's like if we don't put a bow on it, if we don't tie it off, if we don't fix it, then we haven't done our job. But A, listening is part of our job. And B, yeah, we should share and experience share, because that's how we learn as human beings. We learn by listening to other people, hearing their stories, they're feeling their empathy, knowing they've gone through this and they've gotten through it, or maybe they haven't gotten through it and I'm not alone, or if they have gotten through it, then there's hope. But there's no greater gift than you can give to another human being than just listening, which is not just, it's profound, it's substantial, and to experience share, to offer vulnerably who you are and what you've gone through. And that opens up a conversation and a dialogue, and then there's room and possibility. I love this quote. I'm going to share it by Friedrich Nietzsche. "You have your way. I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist." And that's at the heart of masturbation. Sorry. That's at the heart of shooting all over everybody, but also of ourselves. We need to be compassionate, forgiving, kind, practice this stuff internally. So often, guys will just shit all over themselves. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should have done that. Or I must, right? As opposed to, hey, I've done that in the past. It's not where I am now. It's not who I am now. I'm allowed to change. I'm allowed to grow. Get into the Man Uprising curriculum. We're not our persona. We're not our mask. It's what we do, but it's not who we are. And if we don't get out of that must and that should, we can never break free. We can never reimagine ourselves and reinvent ourselves. So we end up shutting ourselves down, just like we shut other people down. And it really comes back to the musts and the shoulds, and remembering that, you have your way and I have my way. And as for the right way, the one way, the only way, it doesn't exist. Maybe it exists in some capital T truth supernal way that we'll all get to someday. But down here in the world where we're, all just doing the best we can, we trudge along in our little T truths until they're not truths anymore. They're not truths for me, but I have to come to that on my own, and you have to come to that on your own. And sometimes that means I need to go down a different path, and it's not the one that you're prescribing. And I need you need me to stand by you, to support you, even sometimes if it's wrong, certainly not if it's dangerous. But outside of those handful of times, to not judge each other, to love each other, to support each other. Yes, to offer constructive criticism if it's asked for. But if it's not asked for, to know that that's something I need to go down and experience and explore. And if it's truth and you know it to be truth, don't worry. I'll find my way back to it. But you allowing me, or me allowing you to do that, is the greatest gift of all. And it happens when we stop masturbating and stop shooting all over everything. So that's what this tool is all about. Take it, use it. If you come to our peer groups, and we'd love to have you, you'll certainly have it ingrained within you, and it just becomes second nature. And hopefully you'll do a better job of me when you're parenting your kids. Until the next video, rise up and live your life in the second half of life.